Hey everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at Nimble Numbers Ned for the Odyssey 2. I think I'm going to have to remember that name next time I play categories. Well anyway, the cover reminds me of Richard Simmons, and that's not really a good thing, but let's give it the benefit of the doubt and give it a go. Alright, so this game features multiple games, so we'll try out the first one we got, and that's shapes. So how is this shapes? You're just jumping over circles while landing on numbers. This is not shapes. And I mean, just listen for a second. I didn't mute the television. There's no sounds. There's no music. There's no... just nothing. And you can't jump ahead. Each jump you have to jump over a circle, otherwise you get screwed at the end there. So I just have to wait. You have to jump over a circle every jump. Now, how is this supposed to be educational? I don't understand that. Oh, come on, I jumped on that. Oh, well, you can't do this, so I'm already in trouble. And guess what? When you reach the pink 5, nothing special happens. It just resets. So let's just try another game on here. Reset. And now we look on here. Multiplication is 2. So I'm hitting 2. And guess what? It's the same game. Okay, I don't know why multiplication is the same thing as shapes. I mean, they shouldn't be even in the same category, but... Alright, let's try number 3. Function machine. And guess what? Same game. Yeah, why not? It's not like this game's even a good idea. It's not fun. It's not educational. Like, I can't imagine them getting around and saying, hey, I have an idea. We're going to have a guy jumping over circles, landing on numbers. Okay, what should we call it? Nimble Numbers Ned. But guess what? It'll be for shapes, for multiplication, and this thing called function machine. Good idea. Should we do 3 games? No. Just do the same game 3 times. I don't even know. I don't get that. Let's try Pic XD. Hopefully this one will be a lot better for us. Well, Pic XD reminds me a lot of Donkey Kong. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you play as Pic XD, you go around with a pickaxe, kind of like Mario with his hammer back in Donkey Kong. You're jumping over obstacles and I think barrels, I'm not sure exactly what they are. You can duck. Whereas, well, Donkey Kong, you're trying to finish an objective, such as defeat Donkey Kong, reach the top of the platforms, jump over those yellow platforms, whatever. This game is more about getting a high score, like most arcade games. Which, that's fine, but I'm not sure exactly how the scoring works. I think you just destroy those barrels. I think they're barrels. Since we're comparing Donkey Kong, we'll call them barrels. But it's just weird. And it's also very weird playing this game right after Nimble Numbers Ned, which had no sound, and this game has pretty much every sound effect the Odyssey 2 is capable of. Now, I know that key's worth a lot of points, but I can't get up there. There's no ladders. Nope. I don't know what that was. I think it was a hiccup. Now, anyway, when one person is playing the game, using using the regular Odyssey 2 controller. When they're done, they can hand this to player 2. And then player 1 can punch in the high score here. So then it, oh, I accidentally hit the second Y, but so that appears on the bottom of the screen. And lasts until you turn off this system. Problem is, like most keyboards back in the day, there's no backspace. So if you make an error like that, it just stays there. But Pic XD, not a bad game. It's basically like Donkey Kong on the Odyssey 2. Which isn't bad. It was a decent idea. It was just, it had limitations for the Odyssey 2. So it was a little too much for its time. But yeah, not a bad game. Alright, now we're going to try out one last game. Blockout or Breakdown. Okay. So these two games are actually different. They're not really that different. They're like just different modes, but anyway. Games like Breakout or Arkanoid, Pong, control the paddle and hit the ball back and forth. That's fine. Now the computer, which has just taken over, or player 2 can control those white guys on top. And they can actually fill the gaps. They go to their sides where those white waterfall things are occurring. They touch them and they glow red. When they glow red, they can go over a gap and fill up one space. They can only fill up one space at a time. And as you see, if I hit the space they're on, they fall. They do come back over time. So this is kind of a cool version of like an Arkanoid game for multiplayer. Very different than what you see today. Usually you see each person having their own paddle. Now, I'll show you second option. Okay. Second option is very similar, except the ball goes through more than one. And when you control the white guys go a lot faster, as you can tell right there. Now, the controls for this game are actually quite good. Just for the paddle, you just move back and forth, and the buttons used to reset the ball. Simple. While controller 2, left and right controls one guy, up and down controls a second guy, holding the button while moving left and right controls a third guy, holding the button while moving up and down controls a fourth guy. So it is actually pretty complex for an Odyssey 2 game, but it works really well. I actually have to say, I do prefer this game over Pic XD. And for multiplayer games, I have to say, try this one out. This one is really fun. So there you have it. Blockout, Breakdown, whatever you want to call it, for the Odyssey 2. Yes, try it. Pic XD, give it a go. You might like it. Okay. Nimble Numbers, Ned, just no. Just forget about that game.